What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Just a quick reminder, I will be live streaming this afternoon, probably right after I release this video, talking about a couple of interesting things, hopefully having some goofs and gaffes, but also to wrap up some of what we saw today, some hilarious, outlandish things claimed by Miss AH in the courtroom today. And I gotta say, it's pretty hilarious. There's a couple of like little videos out there that I think do very well to kind of explain, you know, exactly what happened. You know, in a minute and 30, you could see yesterday. Let me play this clip. If you don't see the audio, you'll hear the audio. You'll hear the audio.
When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would.
So the big question was, how did the paparazzi know that that was the day that she was going to file the TRO? But what we found out that not only did she tip them off, but it was all staged. Like she was going to turn her. Let's just see here.
Like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry, from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Oops. She knew right there at that moment, she knew that she had effed up.
You slipped up there, didn't you, Miss Heard? You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
I have no idea. It is not, that's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Oh, you wouldn't, huh? Well, here's the guy's sworn testimony yesterday.
And while working for TMZ, were you involved in any assignments related to Miss Heard?
I believe it was May 27th, 2016. Ms. Heard was filing a restraining order at a courthouse in downtown Los Angeles. So I dispatched camera people to that location.
Under what circumstances would you normally send paparazzi to a courthouse?
Only if we had been informed prior. It's not by any means a celebrity hotspot.
And what footage was TMZ trying to capture at the LA courthouse on May 27th, 2016?
We were trying to capture Amber leaving the courthouse.
What was your team of paparazzi supposed to do while they were at the Los Angeles courthouse?
Their objective was to capture her leaving the courthouse, and then she was going to sort of stop and turn towards the camera to display the bruise on the right side of her face.
So it was a complete setup. They were there to film a very specific thing. That completely, you know, I think that will not sit well with the jury at all. I think that, you know, ultimately you end up in a scenario here where, again, another obvious lie that is on display that just goes to eat at credibility. And there's also some just absolutely heinous stuff. Claims she says that people want to microwave her baby. She sobs, and she says she wakes up screaming from nightmares. I believe she said she gets thousands of you know, heinous messages every day. Seems unlikely. You know, she said these things but provided zero evidence of it, just like basically everything. Now, I still, you know, I don't know, you know, we're wrapping up tomorrow, I guess. And, you know, the idea that, you know, I don't deserve this, the mean words on me, the campaign that Johnny has elicited millions of people to do on his behalf. Again, no evidence of that, just something that she just said baselessly. Let's not forget that this is a rod of her own making, that if she didn't write that op-ed in an attempt to capitalize on Me Too fame, none of this would have happened. None of it would have happened at all. So all this stuff, of course, is, you know, was on the back of essentially a backfired PR campaign. Now, I don't believe that she receives thousands of communications on her life. I believe that is baloney. I think, you know, I think that's obviously, I think that some lunatic online said, you know, KYS or something like that. Yeah, I'm sure it's happened. I think that we get into a little bit of trouble when we always say, like, well, this definitely didn't happen, because there are people who say stupid stuff online. Thousands, that seems extraordinarily unlikely. And if that were true, like, she should, again, have sent those in to the PD, and people should be arrested, because that kind of thing is against the law. She talks about how it's, you know, humiliating and all this kind of stuff. Again, it's hard to feel bad for you when you are the one that did it. You know, people mocking my testimony, making fun of it. It's been agonizing, painful, and was most humiliating thing I've ever had to go through. I hope no one has to go through something like this. I just want him to leave me alone. I've said that for years now, and I thought he would. Well, why did you write the article then? You know, did you think that you were going to be able to write that heinous article and that he was just going to be cool with it? I don't really understand. Again, this is like, I punched this beehive. Why are these bees stinging me? I just want the bees to leave me alone. You know, it's really weird. People want to microwave. That's obviously a cherry-picked thing. And nothing's really been going her way. And again, I don't believe that even necessarily means for sure that he's going to win. I still think it's extraordinarily likely that both sides don't get, you know, a satisfactory result. I don't think, given the amount of time left, that she has any chance whatsoever of winning her countersuit. That's not happening. I'm just, you know, that's not happening. In terms of if he will win, it's difficult to say. I think that her taking the stand again today, she just does not come across as very likable. She seems like she's forcing it. The fact that all of the answers, you know, she's turning directly to the jury to deliver them, seems manipulative. This on top of yesterday, very, very importantly, showing that the photos were in fact edited. Again, another just kind of bombshell revelation that people, you know, that people of the jury are going to be like, wait a minute here. Now, we don't know to what degree they were, but we know that they were. So did you shade in a little area? Did you add some saturation? Was there even a mark there in the first place? We don't have like the original, but we do know, you can see these photos will not digitally fingerprint with each other. There's no way to authenticate the photo in the way that evidence was presented. All three of these photos had gone through some type of transformation to change sizes. Now, that doesn't mean that the bruise isn't, and you know, that doesn't mean that the bruise is like automatically fake or whatever. But again, you can see the evidence overlay of both photos. You can see the edited photos, so her face would look red. You can see here, like here is, you know, clearly more red. So I definitely get that. I understand like that. But will it translate to the jury? It's difficult to know. You know, it's going to the jury on Friday. It's interesting. You know, I don't know. You know, once the jury is kind of involved, it's very difficult to know exactly what's going to happen. Will they really relate to these two people that are super millionaires? I don't know. You know, I think if we look at just the amount of massive L's that AH has taken, basically the Kate Moss testimony disproving a lie, the fact that the photos were clearly edited, the fact that that you alerted TMZ, that you had like arranged to, you know, pose for the camera so they could see. Like, these are 4 pretty big L's in a span of 24 hours. So, you know, I think we are all kind of victims to the present in terms of, you know, how we're going to be making decisions. So I would argue that, you know, that is what is going to be resting on their minds, what's been happening in the past few days. And I think what is resting on their minds is that she's a liar, and they proved her to be a liar. So it's I'm cautiously optimistic. I guess we'll have to see. I doubt the jury will come back tomorrow, but you never know. It's going to be interesting to watch. Of course, I'll cover it right here on this channel. If you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.